Hey guys, 22 Plinkster here. Well, I hope you've watched my other two videos. The first one, of course, talking about these guys, the pistol and the ammo. The second one talking about the grip. Today, we're going to talk about the stance. The stance is very important when it comes to precision pistol shooting. That's where your foundation is. That's where you keep from moving left or right. I know if you're an instructor and you're starting to watch this video, go ahead and turn it off, because you're either going to throw your phone through the wall or shoot your laptop computer or your computer, because my stance is the most unorthodox stance you'll ever see in your life, but it works for me. Even though my stance is very unorthodox, it's not the Weaver stance or it's not the Isosceles stance, it works for me. And that's what I'm going to talk about. The stance in precision pistol shooting, it's whatever you're comfortable in doing, but you have to have a good foundation. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Like I said, I don't know what you call my stance. I guess if anything, it's some form of Weaver stance. But what I like to do is, I like to first start off, if my target is 12 o'clock in front of me, I want to face about 2 o'clock, okay? What that does, it gets my body not square with the target, but it offsets it just a little bit. This way I can get a better foundation, okay? Now, I'm pointing at 2 o'clock, where my body is, and my target's at 12 o'clock. The first thing, I would like to take my left foot, because I'm right-handed, I'm shooting across my body like this. I want to have that pointed at about 1 o'clock, okay? I don't want it pointing straight towards the target, because I can become unstable. I want it pointed about 1 o'clock. If you notice in some of my videos, I actually try to dig this foot in the ground sometimes before I shoot. I don't know if that really helps or not, but I like doing it sometimes. So it gives me a good foundation, that way I'm not wobbling. So my left foot is forward, my right foot is pointing about the same direction that my left foot is pointing. And we've already talked about the grip, so I don't need to go over that again. But what I like to do is pull up and have this arm locked, okay? Now, it's about 99.5% locked. It's not 100% locked where I'm actually hurting my arm, trying to lock it, but it's locked. It's in there. So I like to lock my arm like so and look down my sights. The reason why I like to lock my arm is because my front sight, my rear sight, my shoulder, and my eye is all in a straight line, just like so. Now, I rest my cheek on my arm. I get down pretty far as I can go, to have a straight line. Now, I know this is going to be a problem for some people, especially, a lot of people think that I'm a professional bodybuilder, but I'm really not a professional bodybuilder. I know it's kind of hard to believe with the guns like this, but I'm not. But my buddy, I was trying to show him how to shoot like this one time, and he has huge arms and huge shoulders, and he was like, man, I just can't get my arm up and locked and straight. And I was like, well, man, don't do it then. If it's not comfortable for you, don't do it. But, if you're a slender feller like I am, you can bring this gun up, lock this arm in, and you can get on your target. It's all in a straight line. It's very effective for me, but it may not work in your case. Okay, I've showed you how I stand. Now, how many archers do we have out there? I love to shoot bow and arrow, and if you like to shoot your bow and arrow, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. What I want to talk a little bit about is your anchoring points. In archery, you have anchoring points. You have, when I shoot a bow, my release, I have my release on there, I pull it back. My hand here is one anchoring point. I put the release in the corner of my mouth, my nose at the tip of the string, and I'm looking through my peep sight. So therefore, I have like 4 anchoring points. So every time I pull back when I'm shooting a bow, all of those points are exactly the same, each and every shot. That's the same kind of principles that I use when I do precision shooting in the stance that I have. When I lock my arm and my grip's correct, my stance is correct, my arm is locked and my cheek is down here on my arm, it's the same spot every single time. And I guess that is why I'm so persistent in my shooting. Well, that's just a little bit on my stance. I've showed a lot of people how to stand this way, and for the most part, about 90% of them have become better shooters. It's not to say that the Isosceles stance is not good or the Weaver stance is not good, but for precision shooting, that just doesn't work for me. I've tried it. Now, I do use the Isosceles stance when I'm doing speed shooting, a little bit faster shooting, especially with higher calibers. It helps me absorb the recoil a little bit better. But again, I'm not talking about speed shooting. I'm talking about one shot, making that one shot count. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope this video has been informative. If you have any questions, you can leave them down here in the comments below. You can ask me on Twitter or Facebook. Until next time, guys, y'all be safe and keep plinking.